Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from Yahoo and Reuters that was published on October 12th. And the reason why I'm covering this article is because the irony and ass-backwards look at this situation is not lost on me. Fearful of swine fever, France plans fence on Belgian border. You know, they're more concerned about pigs and disease and allowing the open crossing of undocumented boar than they are of all these people that have come in from these countries where you have the truck drivers of peace and those ones that tend to go out and stab people in groups and, you know, just raise a lot of problems, not to mention shit on the streets and piss on them, set up tent cities where they just throw their trash around. These people have no respect. I mean, if you go and look at Paris, it's a fucking shithole these days. They're worried about pigs, but they're not worried about their own people. They're not worried about their own country and the health of that country itself as a nation and the people in it. More fucking concerned for pigs. Goes to show to the French government, pigs and the EU, pigs are worth more than the actual fucking people. The native-born people would be more accurate. Strasbourg, France. France will start putting up fencing along part of its border with Belgium this weekend to prevent wild boar spreading African swine fever, a virulent livestock disease that could disrupt Europe's large pig industry. Well, so that's a disruption of the pig industry. You know, but these people, they don't see the crap that's going on with the mass influx of these peoples from parts of the world where their religion is also into pedophilia and some other vile things. You know, the oppression of women, throwing gays off of roofs. That's perfectly fine. You gotta love that type of hypocrisy. France has been alert for African swine fever since Belgium detected the virus last month among wild boars a few kilometers from the French border. They heightened alert. They probably have border patrol along that border looking for these wild boar. But, if you came from the Middle East or if you came from Northern Africa, keep on walking. No problem. It's like, bonjour. Comment allez-vous? I mean, come on now. Belgium decided to slaughter several thousand pigs in its contaminated zone to prevent the virus reaching farm herds, but it is already facing embargoes on its pork exports from countries like South Korea and China, which is also grappling with an outbreak of the disease. Yeah. They're freaking out about this shit more than they are. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but I'm just trying to prove a point. They're more concerned about pigs than people. French authorities have banned hunting and other activities in a border zone, and the prefecture in the Meurthe et Moselle region will start installing fencing on Saturday, a prefecture official and a hunting association said on Friday. The fencing would cover part of the border and be supported by repellent products on the roads and other locations that could not be fenced off, Patrick Massenet, head of the Hunting Federation of Meurthe et Moselle, said. Yeah, what's funny is, I bet you if migrants go through there, they're going to destroy the fences. They don't give a shit. And they're not migrants, they're fucking illegals. It was expected to take about a week to install the fencing, he added. Meurthe et Moselle is one of the several regions covered by the surveillance zone established by French authorities near the border. France's agriculture ministry, however, said the details of the fencing were yet to be finalized. More concerned about a fucking fence for pigs than they are the mass influx of just all these people coming in going, I want free shit. Just to go to show you how fucked up France is. I mean, literally, Paris is a fucking pig pen or a pigsty, however you want to look at it. Shit on the streets, people wallowing in it. Usually people who, again, drive trucks of peace. Because proper hygiene isn't something they've necessarily learned. No offense to people from that religious group, but from that region of the world, personal hygiene is not really that high on the list. The ministry was awaiting the conclusions of a feasibility study due in the coming days and also wanted to coordinate its actions with Belgian and European Union officials. Loic Evian, deputy head of food at the ministry, said, Western European countries have been trying to avert the spread of the disease, which is highly contagious among pigs but harmless to humans, after a growing number of cases in Eastern Europe. I mean, you look at them, this just goes to show how fucked up they are in Europe. They're freaking out about some fucking pig disease, which, yeah, it'll decimate livestock and the industry and all that. I understand that, and I respect that fact. But their nations are being destroyed, and they're trying to deal with this pig situation. They're not looking at bigger picture. That's one of my points about this, is they don't see the bigger picture. They're more concerned about this shit than they are their nation as a whole, and it makes absolutely no sense. It's so fucked up. In Belgium, dozens of wild boar have now been killed by the disease in the past month in the zone near France. Experts say the virus, for which there is no vaccine or treatment, can also be spread through food products and by movement of people. Oh, so humans are carriers. And on the note of disease and being human carriers, I was looking for the best way to work this in. And I thought about a couple places, but this is the perfect place. All those people coming into the countries. You think that they're all disease-free? Fuck no. Which is one of the reasons why, besides now that they're, once they're there, they consume the services. But when they come in through the door, they're already consuming services from the socialized medicine that each nation's offering. Because they're not healthy. In a lot of cases, you have people that are not healthy. China, the world's largest pig meat producer, confirmed a new outbreak of African swine fever on Friday. And you know what's fucked up is those pigs will probably end up on dinner plates regardless, because the Chinese don't give a shit. If you go and see how they produce food, especially the food that goes for, like, say, into products for export that come out of China, yeah, go see how they raise farm-raised shrimp in China. It might turn you off from shrimp forever unless you know it's caught, say, off the Atlantic coast or, say, the Pacific coast, because you don't want the Gulf Coast, because I wouldn't, to this day, with the all the stuff that they dropped in the water there with the Gulf oil spill. That stuff still has effects to this day. But, yeah, basically, shrimp in China, they're raised in these pools that are fed from the sewage of the city. The shrimp are eating shit. Human shit. And I actually had this confirmed by someone living and working in China, and I went, oh, fuck me. So, you don't think that they're going to not take these pigs, butcher them up, and fucking use the meat? Bullshit. I mean, this is some fucked up shit. They're freaking out about this in France. They're building a fucking fence for this. Well, their nation is crumbling from the inside because the people that they've brought in don't give a shit about their nation or culture, which is why Paris has shit. And I mean, hell, it makes fucking San Francisco look like a clean fucking city these days. And you got people fucking sucking dick right on the side of the road, right on the side of the sidewalk, with a fucking homeless guy and needles on the ground and a pile of shit and everything else. I mean, replace the guy sucking dick with a goat getting fucked, and it's a little more accurate. But they're more worried about this pig shit than their own goddamn nation. Which is why I wanted to cover this. Just so I could point out the fucking lunacy of the French. And how they're looking at things so fucked up and backwards. Because how they're looking at this is fucked up and backwards. I mean, don't get me wrong. They need the they need the pork industry. French pig is very sought after. You know, and great fat content, great flavor. I understand this. The breeds, are part of this as well. I understand that. But you're freaking out about this shit while you're ignoring all the other stuff. That's the point. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.